Jetties, Nick and Jack here coming at you from the T-Boy Studio.
On our weekly show, The Best Idea Yet, we go deep on the most popular products of all time.
And our latest episode is actually our most popular. In fact, it was so popular, listeners ate it up, literally.
Because we revealed the untold origin story of Costco's Kirkland brand.
And since Costco is famous for its free samples, Jack and I felt kind of inspired.
So today we've whipped up a sample of our latest TBIY episode, all about Costco.
So enjoy this sample and then head over to The Best Idea Yet to hear the rest of the Costco story. Jack, let's hit it.
So picture Jim Senegal, one day in the mid-90s walking up and down the aisles of his flagship warehouse store. He studies the sacks of Nutrinuggets dog food, the shelves of Ballantrae wine, and the flats of Simply Soda. All these different brands that Costco actually owns, and he gets this feeling, who are we? Like, what are we actually making here? Because you know what? Nutrinuggets isn't a knockoff. It's a damn good product.
Jack, this Ballantrae Pinot? This is a pretty good Pinot.
These are high-quality, private label goods made exclusively for Costco, thanks to deals that Senegal negotiated himself. So he thinks, why are we hiding our store brand products? Let's let the people know that these are Costco products. Let's pull a 180 and do the opposite of everyone else and embrace the private label.
Jim Senegal makes the biggest move we've seen yet. He decides to change everything about how the store brands work. For maybe the first time in retail history, he's going to try to make the store brand cool. One Costco store brand to rule them all.
It's the all-hands meeting at Costco's corporate offices in the Seattle suburb of Kirkland, Washington. It's 1995. Jim Senegal is standing at the front of the room, and he's asking his staff for a name.
And that name was Seattle Signature.
Nice alliteration.
I like
Solid
it.
word length.
It works.
Easily repeatable, but they're not able to clear the trademark.
So they're like, all right, we like the signature part. But signature what?
City signature?
It doesn't really work for me.
Senegal signature?
It's a little ego-y. I'm feeling that's not a good look.
What about where we are right now?
Hey, legal, is Kirkland Signature taken?
It isn't. Because despite being the 12th largest city in the state of Washington, the biggest claim to fame of the city of Kirkland is that it's the hometown of a former Miss Washington and the lead singer of the grunge band Mudhoney.
All right, so what we're saying here is that Kirkland Signature is still very available as a trademark.
So Costco clears the Kirkland Signature trademark in every country they plan to expand to. Then they pull every single one of their 30 store brands off the shelves, replacing them all with Kirkland Signature. One small step for branding, one giant leap for Costco.
You've seen this logo because it may be on someone's tattoo who you've come across.
It's a big black rectangle with Kirkland written in all caps and white letters, and then Signature written in like a cool California red. So the first Kirkland item to hit Costco shelves is Kirkland Signature vitamins.
In a 5 million count bottle, of course.
So many other Signature products follow. Golf clubs and dish soaps, household wipes, and $5 rotisserie chickens. This is unprecedented, Nick. For the first time, a major retailer has a private label brand across nearly all its products. And immediately, this unified branding starts paying dividends. They get to spend less on packaging and branding since they can use the same logo on all of their products.
They also now have a single brand to stand behind that is easily identifiable to the new shoppers. People love Costco, so they start to love Kirkland. Their feelings about one are transferring right over to the other.
People trust Kirkland Signature, and that's because Jim Senegal has two cardinal rules for any Kirkland product. It has to match the name brand in quality and beat the name brand in price.
On the price side, Kirkland brands cost 15 to 20% less than the name brands because they're negotiated at a lower rate. So beating the name brand's price tag, that's the easy stuff.
But matching the name brand on product quality? That's where Costco's sourcing for Kirkland products gets really clever. We've teased the fact that oftentimes the supplier of a private label brand is actually a name brand manufacturer selling anonymously at a discount.
Yeah, like our buddies over at Duracell, who sell surplus batteries to Costco, which they turn around and rebrand as Kirkland batteries.
And that Kirkland Signature roast coffee, that's Starbucks coffee in disguise. Or at least it was definitely Starbucks until 2023. And we know because they name-dropped Starbucks right on the label.
And Jack, Jim can pull this off because he knows what Saul figured out years ago. Brands want to be at his store, so they're incentivized to work with him to provide store brand goods.
And the prices on these goods, Jim negotiates them ferociously.
He might look and sound like a total sweetheart, salt of the earth kind of guy, but this man, he drives a hard bargain. He's looking to get his card-holding Costco members the lowest price possible. So he's willing to endure some awkward pauses on the phone calls with the sales reps to get those prices.
When dealing with suppliers, Jim has a rule. No one gets a better price than us. He actually drops a frozen food supplier when he gets wind that they're giving Walmart a better price than they're giving Costco.
Oh, and then Jack, what about the Starbucks incident we discovered? That was wild.
One day, Jim Senegal reads in the newspaper that there's been a global drop in the price of coffee beans. And yet Starbucks, his supplier for coffee, has not lowered their wholesale bean prices to match.
Because honestly, who would lower an agreed upon wholesale price voluntarily?
Well, Jim thinks that Starbucks should. So he threatens to drop Starbucks as a supplier if they don't lower their prices to match the global market price.
And this goes all the way up to the CEO and founder of Starbucks, Howard Schultz.
Howard Schultz asked Jim, "Who do you think you are, the price police?"
And then Jim gives him one of his awkward pauses and then says, "Yeah, I am the price police. You better lower those coffee prices, Howie."
Jim figures, I'm representing millions of Costco members, and I'm not leaving till I get them the best deal possible.
There are so many amazing stories like this where Jim is just fighting tooth and price-cutting nail to get you a lower price on a Kirkland brand.
He's relentless.
He's come a long way from loading up mattresses in the back of a truck like a human Tetris. And you're going to see just how relentless he is when it comes to a beloved Kirkland Signature staple. Actually, maybe the most beloved Kirkland Signature staple.
Get me some mustard, because we're about to talk hot dogs.
Yetis, you look fantastic over there. That was our not Costco-sized sample of our weekly show, The Best Idea Yet.
By the way, that weekly show was nominated for Best Business Podcast at the Ambie Awards.
Great point, Jack. We find out in a week if we won this thing. Pretty exciting.
We're going to be there for the award ceremony in Chicago.
Totally. We're really, really pumped about this. But besties, if you want to hear the rest of that Costco Kirkland story, just search for The Best Idea Yet in your podcast app.
Or simply click the link that we put in this episode description.
And then make sure to tap and follow The Best Idea Yet so you get our new episodes every single week.
All right, so go enjoy the rest of Costco. We'll see you on Monday for our usual T-Boy program.
Can't wait.